What's up, my people? Welcome to Affiliate Marketing Rules, and in this channel we talk about kicking your 9 to 5 and starting your own online business. You can reach way more people utilizing the power of the internet than you can under your own efforts. In this channel we cut the fluff and get straight to the tips and techniques all affiliate marketing beginners need to get their business up and successful. In today's topic, we'll go over the top 5 web hosting companies all affiliate marketers need to get started. So this is step 1 in the affiliate marketing process. Let's roll the intro.
Let's go.
All right, my people. So if you're looking to build a website, web hosting is going to be your first step. If you're like I was, I didn't know where to start. I didn't know where to stop. I had no structure, and I wasted a lot of time watching countless YouTube videos of the first steps of affiliate marketing for beginners. So what we're going to do today is just cut all the fluff and just get straight to the content and what it takes, along with the top 5 web hosts that you can depend on to make sure your website's fast and reliable. All right, guys, so the first web host we recommend is Bluehost. Now, I personally like Bluehost, especially as a beginner, because if you're on a tight budget and you want a reliable source, Bluehost is going to be that source. So Bluehost, they've been out since 2003. I like web hosts with a lot of credibility and a lot of history behind them, because through time they've been able to work out kinks and find out what people like. So Bluehost definitely has that going for them. They were founded in 2003, and they're also easy on the budget. So some of the other things I like about Bluehost is you get a free domain name. Now, your domain name, and I explained this in my previous video. If you haven't watched that video, go back and look at my last video. That video gives you a breakdown of basically the terms and definitions of web host and everything that's included. So Bluehost gives you a free domain name in their packages. That domain name is going to be your .com, your .net, .org, or whatever you choose. Most web hosting websites, that's going to be completely separate. I know with WordPress, your domain name and your package are normally separate. So in Bluehost, your domain name is free. So this is a good thing here. The next thing I like about Bluehost is you get free SSL certificates. And what that means is for any visitors that view your page, at the top, if you look on my screen right here where you see the lock icon, if that lock icon is not there, that normally means that website or web page does not have an SSL certificate. Now, to some of you, this could be something important. What I recommend is starting off with a new website or a business. If you choose a web host that does not include SSL certificate, don't worry about it in the beginning. This is something you can purchase down the road. I believe with WordPress, again, the SSL certificate is completely separate. The only thing the SSL certificate is there for is to show your visitors there's website security. So if they plug in their debit card information or their personal information, they know their information is most likely going to stay safe. And that's all the SSL certificate proves. It's just the security and certainty that your website is safe and secure. But starting off, I wouldn't say this should be the top priority. But if it's included as a freebie, take it. And with Bluehost, it is a freebie. The other thing I like about Bluehost is they power over 2 million websites worldwide. This is really good because these are websites made by people just like me and you. So beginners, intermediates, and experts. Bluehost does a good job of keeping websites up and available 24/7. Their uptime, and I'll get into that a little bit later in just a few seconds. Their uptime is 99%. So their availability is phenomenal. Another thing I like about Bluehost is they make linking WordPress an easy process for people, especially beginners. Regardless of who you use as a web host, you have to connect your web host to WordPress in order for you to start designing your website, and Bluehost makes it easy to connect WordPress. There's web hosts out there, and this is why you have to be careful There's web hosts out there that take maybe an hour, a day, 2 days just to connect your domain to WordPress. And nowadays, everything is all about speed. Next, Bluehost has 24/7 customer support. Most web hosts have 24/7 support. I like it because I'm normally up at all times of the night designing or updating my website. And if a plugin crashes, or for some reason if I get a 403 error and my website is completely down, it's good to know that I have 24/7 customer support to help me out. Another thing here, and especially for beginners, if you just want to dip your toe in the water, it's always good to know you have a money-back guarantee. Bluehost is phenomenal about their money-back guarantee process. They have a 30-day money-back guarantee, and it's self-explanatory. If you're not satisfied with their web hosting, and that's very rare, if you're not satisfied, they will refund you 100%. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Bluehost also comes with a free SSL certificate. We all know that shows your visitors your website is secure. Okay, so another good thing, or another cool thing about WebHost is the WordPress Pro analytics. Now, this is the WordPress Pro package is not a part of the basic Bluehost package, but if you upgrade, and if you're a beginner, I wouldn't be so concerned about your analytics, because you're not going to get tons of traffic when you're first starting out. You're in the building phase. Now, once you're up and going, you definitely want something that's tracking your traffic. You want to see where your traffic is coming from. You want to know who's your demographic. And there's all kind of categories you can track in terms of analytics. But another cool thing, Bluehost includes in their Pro package is the analytics. Now, you don't have to upgrade to the Pro package to look at your analytics. Let's say you're a beginner and you want to knock everything out of the way just from the get-go or out of the gate. You don't have to purchase the Pro package to have access to analytics. There's actually WordPress plugins that allow you to download an analytics plugin to track it that way. The only thing about plugins, and I'll make this in a separate video, whenever you download a WordPress plugin, if that WordPress plugin is not an official company, let's say it's a person that created the plugin themselves, if they're not updating that plugin and that plugin crashes, your analytics basically crashes as well. And what I'm saying is if you're really into tracking analytics, and if you're really a numbers person, get the WordPress Pro package through Bluehost, so you know it's there, you know it's solid, it's not going anywhere. If you want to go the free way, the freebie way, because you're on a budget, then download a WordPress plugin for analytics. But there's a high chance that it can crash if you're not keeping up with the updates, or if the developer isn't keeping up with the updates as well, or if the developer makes changes, you have to make sure you're keeping up with the change. So it gets a little you can kind of get in the weeds if you don't know what you're doing in terms of analytics. But an easy route would be just purchasing the WordPress Pro package through Bluehost, so you know your analytics are there if you want it from the beginning. We went over 24/7 support. Here's another thing I like about Bluehost is not only do you have 24/7 support if there's a problem, but even for beginners starting out, if you don't know anything about creating a theme, If you don't know what style website you want to start off with, let's say you're a person that's into fashion and you want to sell purses, but you don't know what theme to choose. Well, Bluehost has customer support to help you find the right theme for yourself. They'll help you find a theme that matches your niche or niche. So this is a pretty cool part about Bluehost. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into are the numbers and the background stats. So Bluehost, performance-wise, has a 99.97% uptime. This means if you pick Bluehost as your web host, your website will be available 99.97% of the time, every day of the year. This gives me a lot of certainty. If I were you, this gives me a lot of certainty that I can rely on this web host to make my website available to customers and visitors 24/7. Next, Bluehost has a 519 millisecond load time. This is basically if a person types in your URL or your website name, this is how fast that page pops up on their device. Okay, have you ever been to a slow website that took forever to load? You wasn't sure if it was the website or your phone connection, and you rage in that moment and just click off that page. Well, you don't want people or visitors coming to your page and clicking off that page because of a slow response or a slow load time. So Bluehost has I would say anything below 1,000 milliseconds is pretty good. Okay, Bluehost is at 519. You don't want customers clicking off your page due to low load speed. So next are the prices of Bluehost plans. There's not many web host plans or web host companies out there that offer monthly plans. I mean, guys, if you're going to carry a website for a month, then you might as well not even do it. You know, I mean, heck, it takes 6 months. Anywhere between 4 to 6 months to get consistent traffic to your website if you're doing social media and going to forums and answering questions. If you're doing all that stuff right, it takes 4 to 6 months for you to start seeing consistent traffic. So Bluehost offers annual only plans. So their basic plan is $35.40 a year. Their Plus plan is $71.40 a year. Their Choice Plus plan is $71.40, and their Pro plan is $167.40. We went over their Pro plan a little bit. That was a plan that included WordPress analytics, and so in order to have a plan that includes the analytics, it's going to run you about $167. This is for the year. This isn't a month. Now, when you pay for these plans, you pay your annual price up front, and then you're taken care of for the rest of the year until your domain renews the next year. In your renewals, you can have them set to renew automatically using the payment information on file, or you can renew it yourself. So I give Bluehost a thumbs up. Okay, so the next web host on our list is DreamHost. I like DreamHost because they're credible, just like Bluehost is as well. So some of the features of DreamHost, and another thing I like about DreamHost before I get into it is they're very hands-on. Their customer support is phenomenal as well to help you with any issues, any plugin issues, any errors, and also assistance with website design. DreamHost has really good customer support. So DreamHost is super easy to use. You have a control panel. Your control panel is kind of your behind the scenes, behind the curtain, and your control panel gives you full control of your website. So and this is normally some of you may know it as a C panel. But this gives you complete control of your website, and DreamHost kind of dumbs it down for you to figure out where the nuts and bolts are at to your website, in order to make little tweaks and changes. So they have an easy to use control panel. They're fast and reliable as well. So we all know that Bluehost is fast. DreamHost is fast as well. So you know the speed is going to be there. DreamHost uptime is very reliable as well. Their uptime is very high. So you know your website, if you choose WebHost, your website is going to be available as well 24/7. And also there's 24/7 customer support, just like Bluehost. Okay, so another benefit with DreamHost is they present to you web hosting packages that fit your needs depending on your level of experience in terms of creating a website. So from this list, most of you will be using WordPress. So the WordPress hosting with DreamHost is a great combination. Normally, and what I mean by the combination, normally when you use a web host and buy your domain name, you still have to purchase a separate WordPress. You have to purchase a separate WordPress plan, even though you have a domain name in place. So what's good about DreamHost is instead of making two separate purchases, DreamHost combines WordPress and the web host together, so you're not spending extra money that doesn't need spending. So this makes everything convenient for people like you and me, especially those of you that are on a budget, to not buy two things separately. So most likely you're going to use WordPress anyway, so DreamHost includes WordPress in their package, so it's not a separate purchase. So this is really good, especially for beginners in terms of building a website and then eventually using affiliate marketing to generate the income. Bluehost includes a website builder, cloud hosting, dedicated hosting. I really wouldn't worry about dedicated hosting or cloud hosting for now, especially for beginners. But with the website builder, this is a package DreamHost offers to help you choose a theme, just like Bluehost. This is DreamHost package to help you choose a theme that better fits your niche idea or your idea of the category you want to put your website in. So this website builder, because with WordPress, what I like about WordPress is WordPress allows you to choose your theme. You have 100% control over how your website gets customized. Sometimes that can be overwhelming. So having a website builder like DreamHost offers takes away searching through countless themes and plugins through WordPress. I do like the control, but sometimes it can be overwhelming or chaotic if you don't know what theme to choose. So DreamHost has a package that makes choosing a theme more seamless. So this is definitely cool. DreamHost has 1.5 million websites. All right, so website users, they're not too far off from Bluehost. Bluehost has 2 million. So once again, DreamHost is a very powerful web hosting company that a lot of people use. Once again, just like I mentioned with Bluehost, you want to go with a web hosting company that has some skin in the game. DreamHost has been around for 20 years. 24/7 support. They're into privacy. I didn't mention it with Bluehost, and Bluehost has privacy protection as well. I mentioned the SSL certificate. That's for your customer or visitor viewing your page. but even your privacy. When you sign up for a web host, you're using your personal information. This is, guys, you have to look at creating a website is just like buying real estate. You're buying online real estate. Now, with that being said, you want a web host that's going to hide your privacy as well, because web hosts that don't hide privacy exposes your information to scammers. So, you don't want to get 1,000 phone calls a day and 1,000 letters in the mail, marketing different products to you, and it could be a mess. So you want a web host that not only has an SSL certificate, but you want a web host that's going to keep your information private as well. Bluehost does this, and DreamHost does this as well. And like I mentioned, this is huge, guys, but 100% uptime, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. So Bluehost is 99% uptime, 100%. I mean, they're both great. Okay, so next, let's get into the numbers, the background information on DreamHost. Okay, so the stats on DreamHost, starting off with performance, just like the website says, DreamHost has 100% uptime. Next is load time. Load time is just as important. As I mentioned with Bluehost, you want a website that has quick upload time, because people are so short patient nowadays, me included. Everyone, we like speed, and if your website isn't keeping up, people will click off your page. You will not make the sale. People will not click your affiliate link. You will not sell your product. I mean, you miss everything. So DreamHost has a 709 millisecond upload time, which is great. It's still under 999 milliseconds. Okay, so great load time speed. DreamHost is one of the only top 5 web hosting companies that offer a monthly plan. DreamHost has for those of you that are very hesitant about going with an annual plan. Annual plans, you save money. You're going to save money compared to a monthly plan. But if for some reason you want to start off with a monthly plan, DreamHost has a starter plan, VPS plan, and DreamPress plan, which is their annual. It's the same as their annual plans. But here's the deal: if you pay monthly for their starter plan, you're going to pay $4.95 per month, when their annual plan is $31.08. So if you do the math, there's a difference with having an annual plan versus a monthly plan in terms of the discount. $31 versus $4.95. I mean, you're basically you're $50 a year doing it month to month, or $31.08 a year, just taking care of it up front. So DreamHost, all in all, is a thumbs up as well. I give it 2 thumbs up for Bluehost and 2 thumbs up for DreamHost. Okay, so the next web host on our list is Wix, and me personally, I am a Wix fan. The main reason why I'm a Wix fan is Wix has 2 separate interfaces where you can adjust and customize the desktop view. So if somebody has a laptop, right? So Windows or Apple, and they're using their laptop or desktop computer to view your website, that view can look a certain way, and then you can move on or move over to the other interface, which is for cell phones and tablets, and make that interface look more like an app. The days are over where mobile websites look like desktop websites. If your mobile website nowadays does not look like an app, it's probably not going to hang. It's not going to hang in there with other competitors. So Wix gives you the ability to completely customize both the desktop version of your website and the mobile version. WordPress does as well, but Wix gives you more control. Another thing about Wix is, and as you can tell, I'm a big advocate for Wix because listen, I like simple, fast, and easy. Okay, and Wix gives me that. Wix is more of a drag and drop program compared to a plug-in program. And not even that. I would say WordPress. WordPress, you're going to do more manual work. Okay, Wix, you're basically dragging and dropping. You're dragging and dropping, and you're filling in your website. So I can go on and on about Wix. I love WordPress as well. The thing with WordPress is just, you know, you have to be prepared to handle things on the back end, your plugins, and just keeping up with your updates. Wix updates your website and plugins automatically for you. So just getting into the Wix website. This just goes into a little bit of information. This just gives you a little bit of information. I already went over the Wix editor. You get total design freedom. A lot of the boxes. So this is a good example right here. So with WordPress, if you're good at coding, you're going to love WordPress. If you're not good at coding, and you don't have to be an expert at coding. If you're intermediate or an expert at coding, you're going to love WordPress. But if you look at this and you don't know what this means right now, Wix may be a better web host to start off with, okay? Because Wix looks just like this. It's a drag and drop. Your welcome page, your about page, and these tabs right here, that's going to be these categories up top, okay? So your welcome, your about your website. Those are what these sections are for. And you literally just click that section and you drag and drop pictures, videos, colors, text boxes, anything you want. WordPress, you can do the same. The cool thing about WordPress is you can completely redesign. So Wix has preset boxes, okay? So these are boxes that are already designed. You just fill them in. WordPress, the boxes and elements you add to your page are completely up to you. If you want to add borders, change colors, you can do the same thing with Wix. It's just WordPress. If you know coding, you know you have complete control. But Wix is still just as easy. Also, I'm not sure if it's going to be on this page, but Wix has very good upload time, very good uptime and load time. I'll get into that when we go over the statistics behind Wix. Also, Wix has a very good online store widget. So for those of you that are selling merchandise, shoes, purses, or any tangible good, Wix has widgets you can add to your page as payment methods. Also, there's a widget. WordPress has it as well. It's just Wix makes it easy with the drag and drop method. Wix also has a widget that basically looks like a review. You can add stars to your products. You can add reviews. Basically, just like how Amazon has it set up. When you go on Amazon, one of the first things you look at after you type in your topic or your product you're looking for is you look at the reviews, you look at the stars, how many stars that product has. You can set your products up the same way with Wix. You can do it with WordPress as well. It's just Wix makes it pretty simple. Look, I do both. Um, I have affiliate. I have an affiliate fitness page built through WordPress, and I have an affiliate youth sports page built through Wix. Okay, so you can achieve both goals using WordPress or Wix if you're selling merchandise or if you have affiliate links in your articles. It's just if you're a beginner, if you're not used to coding, you can learn coding on your own for WordPress. But if you don't have the time, I would say start off with Wix because it's a drag and drop method. Also, Wix has 24/7 customer support. Wix has the SSL certificate as well. Okay, so Wix pretty much has everything you need. Let's go ahead and get into the statistics behind Wix. Okay, so the stats behind Wix. So Wix performance-wise has a 99.9% uptime. I mean, guys, anything 99% or better is pretty much a sure thing in terms of uptime. You know your website's going to be available, so that's a no-brainer. Next, Wix has a load time of 715 milliseconds. This is also a great load time. Bluehost is just Bluehost is the Usain Bolt of web hosting in terms of load time. But DreamHost and Wix, I mean, they're in the 700 range, which is still good. Okay, that's I mean, that's it's not even a noticeable difference. Okay, so Wix does not carry monthly plans. Wix is annual plans only. Their combo plan is $132 a year. Their limited plan is $168. Their pro plan is $228, and their VIP plan is $348. Wix, like I said, now Wix is a little bit more. They're more expensive than Bluehost and DreamHost, but here's the deal: if you're looking to be innovative, if you're looking to have, you know, here's my main concern. The way things are lining up for the future, less people are on their tablets. I'm sorry, less people are on their desktop. Desktop computers are becoming obsolete. People use laptops for work, but when it comes to surfing the internet or clicking on social media, even watching YouTube videos, most of this stuff is done on the phone. Okay, this is your website has to be mobile friendly. This is the point I'm making. Your website has to be mobile friendly, and if you download a theme through WordPress that looks good on the desktop but is not mobile friendly, you're failing. Okay, so you have to be very careful with WordPress. I'm not discouraging anybody from taking on WordPress. You just have to be mindful of the theme you're using and making sure that theme is mobile friendly. Now, with Wix, on the other hand, regardless of the theme you choose, every Wix theme is mobile friendly, it's fast, and it's completely customizable. So, yeah, you're going to pay more to get a solid certainty on the desktop version and mobile. It pays off, especially if you're looking to generate income off your website. Pay a little bit more to be able to completely customize your mobile website using Wix, because you'll have complete control. Your plugins are updated automatically. It's a drag and drop method. you don't have to spend a lot of time. So you're paying for convenience, you're paying for solid uptime on a desktop and mobile version, and you're paying for the customization of turning your mobile version into an app. Your mobile website should darn near look like an app. Now on WordPress you really don't have control over the mobile version of your website, but Wix you do. So this is why I'm a huge advocate of Wix, because everything that's done nowadays is through mobile version. I can't tell you the last time I've watched a YouTube video on my computer. It's all done through my phone because everyone's on the go. So guys, y'all have to keep that in mind. All right, guys. So the number 4 web host on our web hosting list is the name we've been talking about this whole time, and that's WordPress. So WordPress.com. WordPress is also, not only is WordPress a theme template to help you design your website, but WordPress also is its own web host, kind of like how Wix is. So anywho, WordPress has their packages. WordPress has a free package. Now, with that free package, you're very limited to what you can do with your website. Also, here's the biggest thing. Let's say you have a website called johnnyshoes.com. Okay, so you buy a domain name and you title it johnnyshoes.com. Well, that would be your original domain name through a web host. With Wix's free version, your website will be johnnyshoes.wordpress.com. So there's no benefit of going with a free WordPress plan because you're not gonna you're very limited to what you can do editing wise, and your website in the URL bar will include whatever your company or your brand name is. It will include your brand name .wordpress.com. That's just too much for somebody to type in. Too much. So stay away from the free WordPress plan because you're very limited. So WordPress has their personal, premium, and business plan. Now these numbers equate to the monthly price you would pay, but we'll get into the statistics just like we did with our previous web host. But anywho, getting back on track, WordPress gives you a free domain with all of their packages. You can choose from dozens of themes. So as I mentioned with Wix, you can pick your theme and change and customize your theme. It's always best, regardless if you're using Wix or WordPress, it's always best to choose a theme and then remix that theme using your own style. So after you purchase your web host, once you move on to WordPress editing or Wix editing, choose a theme you admire, and then from there turn that theme into your own. And that's what our next video will be on, is choosing the right theme and the differences between Wix and WordPress. But just for this topic in today's video, WordPress and Wix gives you themes to start off with, and you can customize your website however you want from there. So WordPress gives you themes. They remove their ads. This is just a pet peeve of mine, but if I own a website I don't want any other brand on that website but my own unless it's advertising, unless I'm being paid for advertising. So you don't want to scroll down to the bottom of your website and see this theme was created by WordPress. It just seems tacky. So it's good to have watermarks and brands removed off your website unless it's your own. So WordPress gives you storage. So does all the other websites. WordPress is pretty straightforward. It's WordPress. It's your website template. So they have their own hosting program, and they're pretty reliable. I mean, WordPress. There's probably over 10 million websites built through WordPress. So the next thing we want to do from this point is let's look at the statistics behind WordPress. All right, so let's get to the performance part of WordPress. And the first category we're going to start out with, and it's the one we've been starting out with up to this point, and that's uptime. So WordPress has a 99.9% uptime, which is great. Anything 99% and higher, well, there's only one number higher, and that's 100%. But 99%, 100%, those are numbers you can count on in terms of your website being available 24/7. Next is the load time. WordPress has a 936 millisecond load time. That's slower than the web hosts we've reviewed thus far, but it's still a decent load time. It's up to you if you like WordPress's package and their pricing. Go with WordPress as the web host and the website template, or choose a faster web host and then use WordPress as the website template. So with WordPress being a web host and website template, you can have the option of buying those two together under WordPress, or purchasing a web host separate and then transferring it over to WordPress. So it's completely up to you. In terms of speed, me personally, I would just most likely choose a different web host. You can't choose Wix because Wix connects to Wix, but Bluehost or DreamHost, those are two perfect web hosts to use to transition your domain names over to WordPress. So I'm more of a speed guy. I love speed. I would do it that way instead of just purchasing it strictly through WordPress. And what I mean by purchasing it, I mean purchasing the web host strictly through WordPress and then using WordPress's website template. WordPress, price-wise, WordPress does not carry monthly plans. WordPress carries annual plans only. Their prices are pretty decent as well. WordPress has a personal plan which adds up to $60 a year. Premium plan is $96 a year, and their business plan is $300 per year. Their prices are planned, are laid out nicely. So WordPress, you can't go wrong going with WordPress because all web hosts lead back to WordPress. But me personally, if you're going for speed, choose a different web host first and then link it over to WordPress. But all in all, WordPress definitely has a 2 thumbs up, because with WordPress, if you have them as a web host and as your website template, all customer support will relate to your WordPress website. I mean, it's basically the point I'm making, just to paint the picture clearer. If you're buying a I don't know, a Dodge Charger, If you're in the market for a Dodge Charger, you can either buy a Dodge Charger from a used car lot, you can buy it from a luxury dealership. Dodge Chargers are even sold at Ford dealerships. Or you can buy the Dodge Charger from Dodge themselves. Okay, and it's the same way with WordPress. You can purchase the web host through a different dealership, or you can purchase it through WordPress themselves. It's completely up to you and up to your liking. But WordPress definitely gets a 2 thumbs up. All right, so the last web hosting company on our list is going to be coming in at number 5, WP Engine. WP Engine is probably considered the Rolls-Royce of web hosting companies or web hosting providers out there that are available to beginners and experts. WP Engine, number one, costs way more. Well, I wouldn't say way more, but WP Engine is going to cost more than your normal web host, especially compared to the ones we've reviewed thus far. And the reason why is WP Engine gives you the complete package. Now, each web host we reviewed up to this point is for, these web hosts are for people that are in certain stages of creating their brand or online business. Bluehost, DreamHost, Wix, and WordPress, all of those web hosts are perfect for people that are beginners, intermediate people, and some experts. I would say if you consider yourself an expert, then you need WP Engine. If you're a beginner, Bluehost, DreamHost, Wix, and WordPress. If you're a beginner or if you're intermediate, you understand coding to a certain extent. If you do not understand coding and coding looks like Chinese to you, that's fine. Bluehost, DreamHost, Wix, and WordPress are still perfect for you. We wouldn't recommend any other companies. Now, this is from personal use and this is from research. So this is just saving you time. But getting back to WP Engine, I would say that this is for either an expert or someone who is very confident that their business is going to scale massively within a matter of months or years. If you have a brilliant business plan idea, because guys, another thing you have to consider is how much traffic are you planning on getting on a monthly basis or even on a daily basis. Okay, if you're going to get over 25,000 visitors in a month, or 25,000 is once you're really up and going, 25 maybe average. But if you're getting over 50,000 visitors a month, so let's scratch 25,000. If you're getting over 50,000 visitors a month, your business is rocking and rolling. It's scaling. So if your business is scaling that fast, then WP Engine is definitely the way to go in order to keep up with all the traffic and all the visitors and transactions and the SEO, search engine results, and so on and so forth. WP Engine is definitely the route to go. I would say WP Engine is the web host goal after you start off with a smaller web host. Because the bigger your website grows, the more memory you'll need, the more storage, the more bandwidth, and WP Engine gives you the best of both worlds in terms of storage, bandwidth, search engine optimization, analytics, uptime, load time. You're going to get it all. So WP Engine is definitely the final web host you want to go with once your business is up and booming. But all right, so lastly, we want to get into the statistics behind WP Engine. So the first category we'll start off with is performance. Performance-wise, WP Engine has a 99.9% uptime, which is, like I mentioned before, 99% is the number you always want to shoot for in terms of uptime. Anything less than 99% is shaky. So 99%, 100%, those are two great numbers to have in terms of uptime, because you know your website will remain available 24/7. Next is load time. This is how quickly your page loads. WP Engine has a load time of 605 milliseconds. And lastly are the cost of the plans WP Engine offers to its customers. WP Engine does not have monthly plans. Their plans are annual only. Their startup plan is $420 a year. Their growth plan is $1,380 a year, and their scale plan is $3,480. Big price difference compared to the web hosts we've reviewed so far. But going back to my description of WP Engine and research behind WP Engine is a web host for people wanting to grow massive businesses. So even their plans relate to the moment in time entrepreneurs are in their scaling process. So if you're a startup entrepreneur, WP Engine has a startup plan. If you're an entrepreneur wanting to achieve growth, they have a growth plan. And if you're an entrepreneur that's established and you're just ready to scale, they have a scale plan. I mean, guys, these plans, yeah, they're more expensive, but oh my gosh, the stuff you get with these plans is off the charts in terms of growth. So this all depends on how confident you are in your brand, how confident you are in your knowledge, and how confident you are in the direction of your company. If you're a check mark on the categories I just listed off, confidence in your brand, confidence in your knowledge, and just confidence in the direction of your company, then you need WP Engine. There's no sense in wasting time with smaller web hosting companies. Go with a web hosting company that gives you front row seat SEO, a company that gives you great storage and bandwidth. Because if the amount of visitors you have, there's websites where there's been plenty of websites that have shut down due to the amount of traffic they've received from visitors. WP Engine is unlimited in this area. So WP Engine has a whole, I don't want to keep dragging this on about WP Engine, but if you're very sure about your company, WP Engine is the way to go. It's an investment. Okay, guys, so up to this point, we've went over in detail the benefits of each web host. These are our top 5 web hosts. These are the top 5 web hosts we've researched in terms of speed and quality that will be the best web host, website entrepreneur, an affiliate marketer. Anyone who's looking to start an online business, these are the top 5 web hosts you can start off with to have the reassurance that your website will be fast, your website will remain solid in terms of availability. These web hosts are going to be your best choices. So with all the information we went over, you should at this point have an idea on the web host that would best fit your needs. The links are in the description below. The links to each web host we've discussed thus far. Those links are in the description. Also, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Give yourself a thumbs up as well for sticking around. I know this video is a longer than normal video, but I wanted to go in detail for you guys on the background behind each of these web hosts. This is the whole deal, guys. You spent about an hour with me today going through the benefits of each web host. Spending an hour out of your day to gain more knowledge on your path and direction of your business is better than not doing the research and just wasting your money. So give yourselves a pat on the back for sticking in there with this video, learning this information. Now you're able to move on. This is step one of your online business progress. This is step one to affiliate marketing. You need a web host. Step one, there's no other step besides that. From here, you can build your brand, build your business. Hit the subscribe button because the next video will be step two, which will be your website design. This channel is about the rules, the strategies, the tips in building your business and doing it correctly. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of fogginess out there. There's a lot of confusion. This channel is all about clarity and getting your business up and running and getting you successful. So hit that like and subscribe button. If you found today's message valuable to you, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification for our next upload, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.